Hello, you're watching Kill 67 Gaming, and been a little while since we've done one of these.
It has.
But we've got a few things, so it's time for our most recent pickups. So over the last several months, we've probably worked a little bit more on the backlog, which is something that really should have been doing for
From the
some
beginning,
time.
yeah.
But obviously, it's that time of year where the fat man in the red suit comes and drops off some stuff, and inevitably drops off some game-related stuff. So we have got some things, not a huge haul. Usually our hauls around Christmas are much bigger, but I think we've gone for a good smattering of quality on this one. So
Yeah.
I'm quite pleased overall. So who's going to start?
I'll start. And first up for the Nintendo Switch is Captain Tsubasa Rise of New Champions. A game based on the anime and manga series of the same name.
I've watched you play this. This is, however you know it, Super Sidekicks, a Hat-Trick Hero, the Tato game. It's a clone of it, basically.
So I haven't played them, but
well, you should have done you, Neo Geo?
I've played this, and it is a really good football game. And unlike most football games that come out recently, it's actually got a campaign that isn't just you get to play a season with the team. Like you choose.
Because it's based on an anime, I just assumed it was going to be an RPG, but it is just a
football
game.
Yeah. So, but it's a really good football game like that, and obviously for the Nintendo Switch means you can play in handheld mode, which I'm not sure how that'll play out, but it's still quite a good game.
First one I got here is a game that I already had digitally, but we like physical copies of things, and it is on one of my favourite consoles. It is on the PSP, and it is the PSP version of Crisis Core. Yes, there is a remake.
Reunion, it's called.
Is it a remake?
It's more of a remaster.
Aye.
But it is cool.
Which I'm sure is going to be the best way to play the game, but this is the way that I originally played the game, and I really wanted a physical of it, so got that now. That makes me very happy.
Well, it is one of the ones where, for PSP, it's one of the main titles which seems to come up though, isn't it?
It is.
Next up again for the Nintendo Switch, this is Pokemon Violet. One of the two, obviously, because Pokemon gets released in issues of two that typically come in two ones with different box arts and different legendaries and stuff. But this is the most recent generation of Pokemon. And obviously you kind of know what you're getting into with Pokemon, don't you?
Have they put all the old generations back in? Was that not the problem with the last one?
They put some of them in, but not all of them. It's one of those things where, yes, there's still quite a lot of the original generations and that, as well as tons of new ones, but there's new versions of original Pokemon and stuff like that. But obviously, there is still obviously ways you can get every single Pokemon, like through Pokemon Bank and that, but it's probably just better to try and catch all the ones that are actually in the game and then probably go to trading, isn't it? So, but obviously with Pokemon, you know what you get into, and they're really good games.
You always play them, don't you?
Yeah.
Another one that I'm really pleased to have, because it's a game that's, I think it should really be in everyone's collection. It wasn't in ours, but is now, is the original Shenmue on the Dreamcast. Like I say, should be in everyone's collection. We didn't actually have it. Obviously, we played it on modern systems because it was re-released for Xbox One.
I think they re-released the original two due so that people could play them before Shenmue 3 came out.
Yeah,
was the deal.
But this is the original one on the Dreamcast, the way that it's meant to be played. No Chivos, but played properly.
It is what it is, isn't it? Next up for the PS5, this is Gotham Knights.
This is like
it's kind of like the next game in the
game.
Arkham
Aye.
series, but it's not actually called Arkham in a way. In this one, you don't actually get to play as Batman either.
No.
You get to choose who you play as, and it's either Batgirl, Nightwing, Robin, or Red Hood, but it still plays out like an Arkham game.
Aye.
So
It's the same.
it's the
mission
same
structure and all the rest of it.
Yeah,
aye.
same mechanics and everything, but obviously new story. And it's a bit. I'd say it's a bit more open world than some of the other Arkham games, though. In the fact that you can explore, you get to choose and everything instead of it, and it's got multiple stories in it, like missions and everything, instead of just the linear story campaign of the Arkham games, which is always nice to have because it means that you can spend more time in it and everything, and it is a good game all round.
Yeah. Also got another PS5 game here. Want to scratch that? JRPG Itch. This one is Tales of Arise. If you know the Tales series, you know what you're getting. It's great art style, usually great story. Haven't played this one, so don't know what it's like. But they've got a pretty good track record, haven't they?
Yeah, they're typically they're quite fan favourites of the RPG genre. So and I think
a lot of people really like those games, so there's a one there.
Next up for the Xbox One, this is Elex. I'm guessing that's how you're going to pronounce it.
Alex,
It's one of the two. Instantly you'd think probably FPS, but it does say that it's an open world RPG. I'm guessing it might have some shooting elements into it and everything. As you can point out, it's brand new and sealed, so I haven't actually given it a go yet or downloaded it onto the console, so we'll have to do that. But it, if I remember correctly, was it released on the 360 as well? So this could be a remaster. Because I think, unless I'm completely going insane here, I think it was a 360 game, but like towards the end maybe.
Wow.
But
it's an Xbox One game now.
Yeah.
Another one that's still sealed. This is a game that you played. Did you play it on the Series X?
I played it on Series X, because it went on Game Pass.
But this time it's on the PS5. This is Outriders. You actually quite liked it when you played it, but you didn't play it for very long.
I didn't play it for very long because other games not coming out. It was a lot like Destiny in a way, like the original Destiny.
Right, okay.
So
now you got on PS5 with haptic triggers and all the rest of it, maybe you'll give it a go.
Yeah. Next up is not actually a game, but it is the DualSense charging station for PlayStation 5.
Yeah, we wanted one of these for a while, but when we got the PS5 on launch, it was this was the hardest thing to get hold of. Just could not get hold of the official docking station for the controllers, but got one now, so
yeah,
that works. Game here on the original Xbox. This is one that I'm guessing it would be for you to play. Although I've got some PS Plus. Is it the remasters? Of these,
I think it's the remasters.
But this is the original Serious Sam. You did play with the most recent one, didn't you?
Yes, because that went on Game Pass.
And you played it all the way through. You got really into that one. So got you the original one to have a crack at that. Do quite like the artwork on it. But I don't think it's representative of the game. But there you go. It's still, you know what you're getting. It's a good shooting game, innit?
Yeah. Next up for the PlayStation 2, this is Shin Megami Tensei Lucifer's Call. Now, I'm obviously a big fan of the Persona games that I've played through, which I played through all of 5. I started 4, and obviously 5 Royals went on Game Pass, so have started that. But obviously this is
the mainline series.
This is the mainline series that the Persona's a spin-off of.
Yeah.
So I will obviously be giving it a go. I'm obviously going to go into it, and I'm probably going to love it as well. Because
I hope so.
It is one of those things where the gameplay is quite similar.
As one of those PS2 games that costs a little bit more. Actually, it's not published by Atlus, it's published by a third party, so that's probably why it's such small numbers. I've also got a GameCube game. Over the last year or so, you got quite into the Tony Hawk's games, and thought you might like a try at Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX 2, which is it's the same team. It is Neversoft, or Activision O2 as they're calling themselves by this point. You'll immediately know what you're doing with this. The structure of the game is identical to Tony Hawk's.
I believe one of the maps actually crosses into the Tony Hawk's that
Very possibly, yeah, very
was
possibly.
on GameCube. So,
but yeah, you'll get a go at that, and instead of running about on a skateboard, you're running about on a bike.
next up is a second DualSense controller. This is the all black version. DualSense is just an amazing controller to have.
And all black means you can't get your scruffy fingerprints all over it.
Yeah, because they chose white, didn't they, for the actual console and the original controller. Then started releasing all the different colours with matching outer shells and everything for the console, didn't they, or something like that. But plus, it's always nice to have an extra controller for the console, isn't it? So,
another thing that we're a bit late to the party on this one too, I think. But a great thing to have. This is the A500 Mini, so you'll be able to play lots of great Amiga games. Out the box, it's got some good ones in there. You've got your Worms and your Zool, Another World, and things like that. But we are going to have to add some more games to this, because we really need to put on likes of Cannon Fodder and Sensi and stuff like that. But that is going to be fun to get in there. And because it's got a mouse, lots of point and click goodness will get on that too. You get your Monkey Islands and all the rest of it. That'll be pretty decent.
And this is the last thing, I believe, which is a Double Dragon arcade, I'm guessing plug and play machine.
It plays the NES Double Dragon game, but it was released on the 30th anniversary of Double Dragon. So it's just quite a nice thing to have. I can't see us actually playing that one of it, because obviously we'll play the NES version.
Yeah. Well, there's tons of versions of Double Dragon, so
yeah,
there's plenty to choose from, but obviously this is just a different method, isn't it?
Yeah. And that's it then. So, like I said, not a huge amount of stuff, but what we've got,
good ones.
I think we've got some good stuff. And we'll maybe attack what is now an increased backlog before having another one of these pickup videos again. Although you never know. There's always new games coming out and you just think, oh, I might just get that.
Yeah.
But that's it for now. So until our next video, whenever that may be.
If you haven't already, give us a like, a share and a subscribe, and turn the notification bell so you can have it on when we upload, and we will see you in the next video.